All right, y'all. So I just recently went to go see the movie Roofman, and I'm gonna see if I can do this review while I still got the nerve and it's still fresh in my mind. So basically, Roofman is about this guy. It's based on a true story, by the way. So it's basically about this guy played by Channing Tatum who is ex-military, but he's out of the military, except that sometimes America just doesn't really appropriately accommodate uh, the people when they go outside of the military. Like after they're done with their service, they're not properly compensated to ease back into civilian life. He wasn't. He absolutely wasn't. So after that, he just goes through his normal everyday routine with his, I guess, separated wife and their daughter. And on her birthday, he notices that he gave her an inadequate gift and he saw the disappointment on her face. So he got tired of seeing the disappointment on her face, and he decided that upon his buddy who was in the military with him, he said, "You know, you got a certain skill. You notice things. You know this the routine of things. You notice uh, the layout of places. You notice how many of a certain thing there is. You know the layout of most things better than anybody. And that's a special skill. If I had your kind of skills, I could apply it to a lot of things and I could be rich." And he heard that and he decided, okay, I'm tired of seeing the disappointment on my little girl's face. I'm going to provide for her. I'm going to take the skills that I have and I'm going to get everything that I need to make her smile. So he takes those skills and he applies it, admittedly pretty bad. He applies it to burglary, specifically breaking into McDonald's places. He breaks into McDonald's places. He drops down on the roof, cuts a hole out, and takes the money. Now, he's known for doing this, but he hasn't been caught by the news or the authorities yet. So they just call him the Roof Man, and that's how you get the title. So, after breaking into a lot of these McDonald's places, he gets caught up some kind of way, and the judge is reading out his sentence, and it's like, I don't know, like 45 years. And while he's in jail, he's scoping out the place, noticing the routines of how the trucks back in and drop off stuff, and how everybody's got their place, and the routine of the guards, the people there, everything that goes on in there. He memorizes this routine, and he somehow gets out of there. Now he's trying to lay low, trying to get back into a network with his friends on the outside while he's escaped. And upon trying to do that, he meets in a Toys R Us store, because that's where he's hiding out for a little bit. He's hiding out in the Toys R Us store, kind of reminiscent of Natalie Portman when she was in that movie Where the Heart Is, where she was just living in a Walmart. That's kind of how it was for Channing Tatum in this Toys R Us store. He was just laying low for a little while because he said, you know, they're just going to breeze over. Eventually, they'll forget about it. So upon laying low in that Toys R Us store, he's looking at the monitors, watching how the people are in this store through the security feeds, and he happens upon a single mom played by Kirsten Dunst. He notices that she has a good heart, and he remembers that while he was in prison trying to get out, his ex just completely found another person. And that new person, her new friend that she invited in her home while he was in prison, instantly got along with her, got along with his kid. Now they're just hanging out. They're just, he's a new dad now. He just got replaced just like that. By the way, important information, the ex is played by Melonie Diaz. I think that's important information. Me personally, I think that's important information. But anyway, since he's already been replaced by that family, he's looking at Kirsten Dunst from this Toys R Us store. He notices how nice she is, how involved she is. She's got a good heart. She looks out for other people. And he's falling for that chick. So, he eventually meets up at the church she's at, and they meet up, and then they go to some type of brunch where all the single people in that church go to. Quite frankly, I like that idea. I mean, I wish I knew about singles brunches at churches. I go to church, whatever. That's not important. He meets all the single people at the brunch, but him and Kirsten Dunst, they hit it off. They really do hit it off, and they start this whole relationship with each other. And pretty soon, he's getting along with her two daughters, and well, he gets along with the youngest daughter like immediately, but the older daughter, she's just like, "Oh, you just gonna replace dad like that?" And he's like, "Yeah, I understand how she feels," but eventually he wins her over. It's just that in order to fully in get back to normal life, he needs to move out of state. But she wants to stay in state. So what is he to do but to stay in state with her and build a life for himself right here? So in order to do that, he needs to reconnect with the person that he knew from the outside. That person tries to set him up with the information he needs to build a life for himself on the outside. He takes that information and he says, "What do I owe you?" And he sets the number, and it's a really high number. So he has to do one last job to pay him back. And that's how he get caught up. That's how he gets caught up. Eventually, Kirsten Dunst catches on to his act, and hey, it's a wrap. This is based on a true story. So he had to serve his time. And according to the movie, he broke out two more times, but they eventually caught him again anyway. Kirsten Dunst's character, she eventually remarried, but sometimes she goes to visit him. And that's pretty much the movie. Me personally, I thought it was a really fun movie. I thought it was a really fun movie. It had its laughs, it had its heartfelt moments, it had good pacing, good storyline. Uh, Casting Channing Tatum for this role, easy good decision right there. His person that he knew that was in the military with him on the outside now, casting Lakeith Stanfield. That's the reason why I watched the movie, because I'm a big Lakeith Stanfield person, and ever since I've seen him in The Harder They Fall, it's been Lakeith Stanfield in just about whatever he wants to do. I'm gonna watch it. That's the original reason why I watched Roofman, because Lakeith was in it. But turns out it's a pretty good movie. It's a pretty good movie to be based on a true story. I like it. Me personally, for the surprise that it's actually a good movie, I gotta give it a 7 out of 10. I gotta give it a 7 out of 10. Yeah. The pacing's good. The music, it's okay. There were some hits here and there, so the music was okay. The action was good. It had a good bit of action in there. It's not like it's constant shootouts or nothing like that, considering it's a movie about somebody's breaking into places and taking money. But it's not constant shootouts. So the action's pretty good. The characters are all very colorful. I mean, even the military guy's girlfriend, uh, she's a colorful character too. She's a pretty colorful character. Uh, um, you were they really do stick in the mind, the characters in this movie. So it's all good there. There's some things that you can learn from this movie though. There's some things you can learn from this movie. Uh, how far a man would go to keep a smile on the people that he loves. I mean, he's pretty much doing all this robbery stuff just to keep a smile on his daughter's face. So that's pretty much what he's doing it for. So you see how far a man would go to keep a smile on his family's face. Uh, when you're good at something, maximize it. Now, I'm not saying go out there and start breaking into places, but hey, when you find your skill that you're good at, maximize it and it will take you far in life. Whatever you're good at, maximize that skill. Invest in that skill, whether it be drawing, makeup, uh, hey, if you're good at that, military, why not? Point is, maximize what you're good at. Cultivate your skill that you're good at. Also, if you're living a lie, it's only a matter of time. When you're living in a lie, it's only a matter of time before that lie comes to the light, before that lie gets busted open, before you get caught up. It's only a matter of time. When you're living a lie, it's the only way the story ends. You gonna get caught. That's just what happens. You also find out upon meeting the Kirsten Dunst's character that when somebody is truly connected to you, when you and another person are truly connected, you know this person, they know you, they will see when something is bothering you. They're going to see when something is on your mind. They know your facial expressions. They know how you move. They know when there's a difference in how you move, when there's a difference in your tone, your how you feel. They're going to notice when you really connect with somebody. They're going to notice when there's a change and you can't hide from them. There's a lesson that Lakeith Stanfield's character tells Channing Tatum's character. You got to be a certain type of person to do this kind of stuff. To live this kind of life, you have to be a certain kind of person. And if you're not that certain kind of person, it's only a matter of time before you get caught. If you can't fake this kind of stuff. You have to be a certain type of person to do this. Lakeith Stanfield's character, he was that type. Channing Tatum's character, is he can get away with it for a time, but it's only a matter of time because he has a good heart. When you're doing bad things with a good heart, something's going to clash. Something's going to clash. So there's a lesson in that. Know what kind of person you are. There's also a lesson that you need to stand on your own decisions. Stand on it. Stick with it. Stick with what you say you're going to do. That lesson repeats in this movie. So yeah, that's a lesson there. There's a lesson that the truth does hurt a lot. No matter how pure the truth is, the truth does hurt. It does. And as far as this movie goes, my favorite lesson is it's the little things. It is the little things. You know, Denzel Washington said that in a movie, and it goes perfectly with this movie too. He says, it's the little things, Jimmy. It's the little things that tear you apart. It's the little things that get you caught. And in this movie, it's the little things that'll get you. The little things, the wanting to people please, the wanting to make everyone happy, the wanting a family. You would think that's just normal. For a lot of people, it's normal. But when you're an abnormal person, it's the little things. When you're an abnormal person and all you want to do is make somebody smile, it's the little things. When you just want a stable relationship, it be the little things. When you just want to see this person one last time, it's the little things. When you just want to please the person that you're with, it be the little things. When you just want to do one last job, it's the little things that get you caught. And that's a big uh, point in this movie. Now, me personally, I think the biggest rule in this movie is that you can't trust Melonie Diaz. Can't trust her. Can't trust Melonie Diaz. Yes, I am a big fan of that movie, Remember the Days. I'm a big fan of that movie, and let me tell you something. I do remember. I remember Melonie Diaz is not good with committed relationships. I remember Lindsay Fonseca wanting a committed relationship, but Melanie Diaz, she just got to break up every single thing. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, and I'm still angry about it. Okay, it's Lindsay Fonseca. She was a good person, and you just broke her heart, and they ain't got nothing to do with this movie. But it's since Miss Diaz is in the movie, I thought you should know. This is just what she does. This is like what she does in movies. She breaks up happy relationships. So anyway, point is, it's a good movie. Roofman was a great movie. It's very fun. It's a funny movie. Casting Channing Tatum, excellent stuff. I went in to see Lakeith Stanfield. He did his everyday cool guy thing. I got my money's worth on that. It was great pace, decent music, good action. All around, it's a good movie. So it's pretty much 7 out of 10 for me. And that's just how I see it. Good job, Channing Tatum.